What's up? What's going on? What's going on?
Hello, testing. Have my mic kind of like I'm talking to someone. I think in some portions I may want to like take my mic off, and then there's some portions where I don't want to do that. So I think, what's up everyone, this is Lo-Fi No, and today we're going to be talking about something that's been on my mind quite some time, and I wanted to just really get my thoughts out there because I've been like thinking about this and going back and forth, and really been so glad and so joyful that I've been sitting down playing this game called Stellar Blade. And I wanted to pretty much share my overall thoughts with the game, as well as talk about the game itself, because I finally finished. Okay, so this video is going to be coming out probably the next day after the VOD that went up for my long playthrough, but I finally finished the game. Not only did I finish the game, okay, the prior 3 days, so in that whole time frame, this whole week really, I sat down and replayed the game again, but this time I tried to do everything. I went through like all the fishing, I went through all the bosses, I went through all the cans, like everything, okay? And so, dude, I never thought I can sit down. And this is what really makes me want to make the video, and I just want to like talk about this because I've been just thinking about so much about this game. I was able to sit down for about 3 to 4 days straight, gaming all the way through. Like, I literally so many like photos, like the photo mode, which I'm gonna get into. Photo mode, me going through the bosses, then going through the endings, and then like wrapping my brain around like, why did this happen? Why did that happen? Like, bro, it's just shocking, because one, it surprised myself that really I'm like 21, so that's probably, I'm still young, but like I haven't did that since I was a kid. Like I was around like 13 or 14, 15. Like I have never really sat down and like, if you seen my channel, okay, this is the bad part, you see my channel, you see my uploads, okay, my uploads take a bit, okay, but like, bro, I sat down and played through these games. Like soon as I wake up, brush teeth, wash face, eat, and then bro, I'm gaming through Stellar Blade, like hours just trying to do the different endings, going through the game. Like, bro, I kid you not, I think on the playthrough, for me to just get everything done, the fishing, the cans and all that, it took me like 2 days, like together, really. Well, like, because I took breaks, I stopped playing the game, you need to just hop off, stop playing something else, or like I couldn't figure out what to really do on like the cans. I had to play through a certain like area, or I had to go back, I had to restart it. So like, yeah, it took a while, but we got here. And it pretty much, I'm gonna throw it up on the screen here, that I pretty much got platinum on this. So if you're seeing this, I'm gonna have platinum by now, okay? But I just want to really just talk about the game. I've been so like happy. Like if you saw also the video that I made, and I'm gonna put this on my Twitter as well, from the VOD, I said that Nier Automata people ate good, and in all honesty, we did. Like, from a guy playing Nier Automata and then playing through Nier Replicant, and I played all these on consoles, and then turn around, come over here, come back to PlayStation, play Stellar Blade, and then now I own the Nier Automata and Nier Replicant on my Steam. I gotta replay through those, but anyway, like, bro, what more can we ask for? I'm so thankful, so glad that this game was made. Like, it's so good, so well done. And the crazy thing about it is, this game is just gonna be just like Nier Automata in a way. A lot of people can't play this game because of the approach that they did with the protagonist, which is a woman. And I guess I didn't want to start with this, but in a way I do want to talk about this first, because I think it's hard for people to play this game without getting through like the jiggle physics and the sexy woman on your screen first. And that is pretty much the front the front face of the game. Really, when you're first playing through the game, you see Eve. When you're playing through the game, you see Eve. You see the back of Eve, and her character was so well done, and they even talked about they made it to where she was really attractive. I agree. I think there's no argument. There's no way to ever look at this game and be like, well, this game doesn't have any sex appeal. And it does. Like, I can't gloss over that. But outside of that, the game, the story, the elements, the trick that Adam did, the scenery, the bosses, the enemies, the whole thing was so well done. And I'm just so glad that we finally got another game like Nier Automata, like Nier Replicant, like the Nier series, like there was another female game, and Western people did do this, like Final Fantasy Lightning, and then you had one more which was Bayonetta. And I wish we could walk away from having the conversation about, oh my god, sexy women on the screen. I can't play this game because all I feel is though I'm looking at butts. Cool. If you're the type of person that plays those games or sees it and like you just can't stand it and it turns you off, cool. But I think if you put that aside, truly if you put it aside and you give the game a chance, even outside of that, the game has so much more to offer than just a butt on the screen, which a lot of people are probably going to deem it as, which is why a lot of people are not going to play it. Okay. Aside from being a Nier fan, I think the game itself was phenomenal. If you look past the jiggle physics, okay, of the game itself. Now, past that, because I'm glad I got through that. I want to the next thing I want to talk about is the scenery. Man, from going from Eden 9 to going to Spectre 4, from EDOS 7, like every single map was beautiful. Like, okay, so in my head, right, I always say to myself, oh, at this point, every new game that comes out has to have like A1 graphics. Like I will say this really deep down, if you play any Square Enix games, outside of Square Enix games, you'll get like certain games, companies that will do really good on their scenery, really good on their artwork. And that's because like we live in a time where now like everything is high quality graphics. When we look at like now we have Unity 5 or Gen 5, I forget which the term is, but like we don't have those back in the day eras where it's like pixelate. I kept finding myself like taking photos, like just enjoying the scenery for it, what it was, especially after I recorded my first playthrough and really got to like sit through the game again and then go through it again. Like, bro, I've taken so many pictures, bro. And it's not even like before the photo mode was even out. It was that bad. Like, that bad. Like, I remember, okay, everyone will know this when you play the game. There is a mission on, I think, Matrix 11, and it's the scenery on the bus, and it's just out there. I think it's the wasteland or like the desert or the Great Desert. It is so beautiful, so very beautiful. Or take it back, the Great Desert, right? There is a little spot in the Great Desert where there is like a tropical area with this plants. It has like the grapes freaking growing on the trees. That is beautiful to sit in. Or you can go to like Spectre 4 and you got some of the what is it called, the people, the humans that pretty much gives you like a readiness or a battle core max, whatever, for like Eve's health or her battle skills or whatever. There's certain spots that look so beautiful. Or I even take it a step further, right? You got again in Matrix 11 where you find yourself going inside the sewage and you find a place and Eve says, why does this seem so warm? And it's beautiful. That scenery alone to me was the highlight, I would say, to me personally, of the game when it came down to the scenery. The scenery alone like caught me like surprised, because I'm gonna be real, I don't care for like graphics. I truly don't. Like I'm okay with playing like pixelated games. I'm okay with playing games that doesn't have the best graphics. I'm okay if like it's not A1. As long as my gameplay and my mechanics is straight, bro. That's all. But for me, playing through the game again, and on my second to third playthrough, scenery, it was so well done, so what's the word I'm looking for? Captivating. I just had to sit down and take so many different pictures. Dude. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the gameplay itself. The gameplay aspect of it, the moveset was really, to me, smooth. I think there was some moments where it's like, I don't really like it. Like whenever I'm doing a combo and let's say I'm trying to block, or maybe I'm trying to dodge some of the bosses, there is literally a combo. I think it's square, square, square. No, it's square, triangle, square, triangle, square, triangle. When you do the red, there's moments where you'll literally dodge over the enemies like hitboxes or attack phases or whatever. And then there's other moments where you hit the enemy, it shows you hit the enemy, but like the game's like, I don't know, I don't register that. So it is those little moments. But outside of that, the pairing system was amazing to me. The dodging mechanic was phenomenal. The attacking, dude, the attacking was A1. There's so many different combos you could do, so many different ways you could play it. All you had to do is just think about what type of string of combo did you want to do. And man, it was so well done. Even the skill trees itself, like going to the little skill trees, I think your biggest one that you really gave a crap about was going to be like the battle one, the regular one when you do all your combos, like your regular square and triangle. And then like outside of it, you probably like favorite beta and your red abilities once you got Taki mode. I will say it was kind of disappointing on the Taki mode because there was only really one move that you really spam. We all know that move. But there was the other one now on Taki mode. It's like L1 0 L1, I said 0 O, and like it'll knock down the enemy. So like if you just find a boss, you need to knock him down real quick before he like does any move. Raven, okay, then you can spam that move, okay, and that will pretty much knock them over. They give you some time to like get yourself together before you lose Taki mode. I would say that was the other best move. Outside of that, I still think the mechanics of the skill trees and stuff worked really, really well. I think even the blocking and parrying in the Taki mode was really phenomenal. You can't really go wrong with that. So it's so good. Like even I would say the sneaking up kind of weird. I would say you'll have moments where like you're maybe gonna sneak up on him, but like bro's looking like I know I see you back there, bro. I know I see you. Like I'm not looking at you. But I see you back there, right? And then like they'll get you. Like they literally know that you're trying to sneak up on them. So like I think you had to just like walk instead of run. But then there'll be moments where you're just and then like you just get it. So like I don't know. I don't know. But overall, really, really good. Really, really good. Now the bosses. Bro, okay. I know we all had one boss we hated. I'm gonna say this right now. Number one boss for me is Raven. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if people said that she's super easy. Bro, I will fight you to the end of the death. Raven was the worst boss for me. She's the most dumbest, the most annoyingest, and the most repetitive. But in a good way. In a good way. Because to me personally, I have died 1,000 times to her. Like, bro, right now, the only thing I have not did in recording of this video is do challenge mode Raven. I have literally sat down, even on my VOD. If you go watch it right now, I have died the most to Raven out of any other boss in the game. It was Raven. It was really Raven. That's it. And I'm still struggling. I don't know what it is. Like there'll be moments where I'm like parry, 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 parry. I'm blocking everything. I'm cold. But once I get her to like an inch of health, I choke. And bro, I just want to, you know what I mean? But I was like, gotta calm it down. Gotta calm it down. You know what I mean? But The boss is so good. The boss is Adam, bro. His whole stick was so well done. So well done. Like I let me tie this in. So in my head, as I played through the first playthrough, and if you watch the VOD or even skip through it a little bit, I pretty much said, I'm gonna choose Adam because he's been our boy, and as I was playing through, I was kind of doing all the side quests, but I wasn't really. But I made a mistake and got like Lily to 100 on my very first playthrough, and so I was able to save everyone, which was a good thing. But Adam fed us so much lies, so much. And when you think about it, right? You think like, oh, he's doing this because he's your friend. He's doing this because he cares about you. He's doing this because he knows what's right. But in reality, it was so much gaslighting and so much like manipulation that you wouldn't really notice it until you start paying attention. Like on my second and third playthrough, when I had to sit through the game and do all the side quests, all the fishing, all the finding of the documents, bro, I started to read a little bit more. I started to like really pick up on like what I was like shown in like some of the quests. And you know this if you did the quest on not Wasteland, Great Desert. All the Great Desert side quests, bro, will build Lily's meter like a crazy madman. And once I played through a lot of the Great Desert side quests, bro, I learned so much and it shocked me. I loved, this might seem really messed up, but I loved the moment that when you go through the ending and you say, you know what, I'm not going to build Lily's meter. Then at the end, you have to fight the mech that she's in. When she dies, you can see the feet swinging. And bro, that is so messed up to say, but the level of like design and care put into that just hit right. That level of design. And then like Adam's like boss, the whole like, even before you get to his second phase, because I'm calling it the second phase. The first phase is him like just with the wings on, bro. He had that on. He had the best drip. And bro is talking to you saying like, we can save this. This is not the right thing to do. I just want to protect what I care for. I think that we could come together. The truth, it's not about being nice. It's the truth. And I'm sitting here listening to this. Like, and I have this recorded too. So like, I'm sitting here listening to this. And I have not played through that. So I didn't know anything. Okay. So I'm sitting there listening. I wish I would have caught myself because I was making faces. I was like, this bro is literally like talking to me in mid-fight. Bro is like, I have no enemies. And really like making me second guess for killing him, for fighting him. And I'm like, dude, this is a video game. And when I sit back and realize, I'm like, bro, he done a really good job from the beginning to the end. Even certain moments when he says something out of line, like, you can't make that same mistake twice. You when you think about it, you hear it, and then even Eves catches it. She's like, what did you say? But then you just forget about it. Like, to me, playing through the first playthrough, I didn't really like pay attention to like the moments that Adam was having, but those moments would really shine and made me think on my second and third playthrough. I'm like, wait a minute, he's not really a good guy. He's not really the person that I claim him to be. He's not my boy. But the other bosses, so outside of that, let's walk a little bit more back now. Like, I don't really feel as though the bosses was bad at all. Yeah, they did use certain some of the same bosses, but overall some of them had different movesets to offer with them, and some of them had like different like variants to them. That reminds me of like the very first boss that we fight in Eden 7, and then you revisit him in the side quest in Great Desert. And then you have the Behemoth boss that you fight at the very, very beginning, like the prologue, and then you turn around and fight him again in the underground sector in Wasteland. And so even though they reused some bosses, it still was really, really nice fighting them because they had certain different movesets. And it just made it enjoyable. I think overall they could have made more bosses. They could have made made every single boss fight unique. But I think overall it was still well executed, even though I fought the same thing. So now the photo mode. The photo mode to me was done really well. Like when I talk about photo mode, I don't think there's any game I've played so far that has a really good photo mode outside of that. Like I remember, okay, so hear me out. Okay, I'm going on a tangent here. Hear me out. So there was a game called, what's the game? Code Vein. Code Vein pretty much had the same photo mode. And if you ever like looked up on Reddit or Instagram or Twitter or whatever case may be, some people actually did use this as ways to take pictures. And it reminded me of that whenever they added it in on the 20th. So the photo mode was so well done. It's so well good. At this point, when I see a story game, I think every story game should have this. Even like Souls games should have this in a way, because it doesn't hurt. You get to take beautiful scenery pictures. You get to take amazing artworks with your character, and then you make them do silly things. And I seen on Discord, I seen people on Reddit, like, dude, some of the pictures that they came up with, bro, is just, you know, just a really well done way. Like I like looking at some of them, I'm like, bro, where did you think of this? You know what I mean? But it was so good, so very good. Oh, and then like the photos, right? So in Edo 7, no, I said Edo, in Ixion, the Wasteland, and the Great Desert, all of them had photo areas or photo pictures. Okay, you had the lazy cat, you had the goldfish, and then you had the butterfly. And then for near stuff, you had the lunar tears, but those was really cans, not photos. So they wasn't really that bad to find. Like, yeah, you had to travel, especially if we're talking about like the Wasteland and the Great Desert. But overall, even then, like they was kind of positioned in a way that kind of made it worthwhile you doing it, because some of the things that was either found in areas that you had to go, or there was areas that you had to go if you cared about like getting another upgrade, or getting like a drone module or something along those lines that made you like, okay, I have to go here eventually. Okay, they're not just placed in like random spots where when you say to yourself like, bro, did I really have to go find this? I don't get nothing out of this but like a photo. But it was so good, like so good. Like I have taken, like I think I put like 100, and that's before the 20th. Dude, I have 400 of photos, me just taking pictures of stuff with this. So it's so good, so very good. Now a near collab. I'm gonna be real, bro. Near collab, being just near itself, bro. They did good. We ain't good. Like I can't say that. Like this is the cousin, and the cousin it's just A1. It's so good. Like when I think about in my head, right? What if we have a near 2024? What if we have a near game that's in 2025? This is the type of like artwork that I think near would be in 2024 and whatever else on. It was so good. It wasn't like, oh, you know, we're just gonna throw in Amelia, we're gonna throw in 2B here, we're gonna throw in 9S a little bit. Like, no, the skins was made with like Real Engine 5 or Unity 5 or whatever. The Emilia looked at more like more artsy, more like designed. It's so good. The skins, like I can't even get over that. And then like Adam being Amelia with the face. Then you had like 9S skin, not skin, but clothing for Lily. And then you had like 3 different variants. So you had the normal version of 2B, which if you played Nier, that's the clothes. Then the second version was for only people who played Nintendo Switch, or if you play on Steam, that you could just jailbreak it. And then lastly, you get your very own variant of like Stellar Blade / Nier clothing. That right there sold me. As a Nier person, as a true Nier person, they should have put Kane's outfit. Like, if they would have did that, bro, I would have been sold. Like, I would have been sold. Like 1,000,000,000,000,000%. If they would have just sold or put that in. Because that right there is a Stellar Blade costume. 100%. But I want to also talk about like the story as well to throw this in. I think even after playing through this 3 or 4 times now and getting a better understanding of it, I think the story aspect of it is really, really up there with Nier. I still don't think that the Nier, Stellar Blade story will outdo Nier, because in Nier you have to play through like 3. You literally playing through really 1 playthrough, but all of it is encompassed like in 1 playthrough, and you're playing through different perspectives, and as you play through different perspectives, you learn like their emotions, their agony, their fear, their hatred, everything. And with this, you know, as the story progresses, you're only playing through Eve's like perspective. You're learning her thoughts, her emotions, her feelings, and then you're pretty much like encompassing and walking to a world that you've never been before. You know, you're meeting everyone friendly, you're trying to figure things out. You're like, why do you think like this, what's going on, etc., etc. So for me, I still think Nier, like underlying story and then like the twist at the end for both parties, Nier still has it, but Stellar Blade really did a good job on it, because Adam alone, I think, is what really did so well. Usually you'll think about like someone who's trying to manipulate you. You'll think like, oh, you know, they're coming up straight in your face with it. They're being evil. They're being facetious or whatever, right? But no, it's more discreet. It's more like friendly. It's getting to know you, trying to be there for you. The moments that you ask yourself, like, what is he doing? When like there's a lot of different moments, like I want to say for an example, Adam says to you like, oh, don't read the legacy that Raven left for you because you're going to make the Atibas mad. When you think about that for a moment, you're like, wait a minute, what? I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen. Pretty sure, like, why are you telling me this? Why are you trying to stop me? Or like there's other moments where they're like, oh, you know, we can't really leave with the tripod. You're gonna have to go on foot by yourself. It's gonna take a couple hours. Or like even getting to Spectre 4, and then you realize, or Lily tells you like, oh, someone came here about 173 days ago. You think back, you're like, wait a minute, what? How? And then the only person you can think about is Adam in that scenario. Throughout all of that, the story was so well done that it didn't make me question, like, is Adam really being a good person? Even at the end, I was saying to my in my first playthrough, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna do it. Like, he's been my boy. Like, he's been through thick and through, you know, but he didn't really do as much as other than just stay in the machine. And funny enough, even Eve makes a joke whenever she's like wall running, and he's like, oh, nice tricks. He's like, and he says, you haven't seen mine or whatever. And so it was really good. I can't fault the story on this. I just fell in love with the fact that how Adam portrayed like Eve in a way. I think I said, so there was another big thing that I saw that was going around social media, which is, what is the true ending for Stellar Blade? There was a video that I watched and it gave me a really good perspective on it, even though like I kind of already understood after my second and third that the true ending for this is us going against Adam. And the reason is, when you think about it, everyone kind of made it as like good and bad. Mother Spirit was bad while Adam was good, or in a sense Natibas was the bad guys at first, but then you realize that no, they're not the bad guys, and then we're supposed to just now side with the actual good guys, which is quote unquote the Natibas. And in a sense, if you only look at it from that aspect, then you see that Mother Sphere is the evil while Natibas, or the humans, is the good. But in reality wise, the real monster, the real villain was Adam, because again, he created Mother Sphere, then he created the Natibas, and then he created all these problems and all these fights and all these wars. Then for you, who was born only solely by Mother Sphere, to go and complete this mission, is you have to then ask yourself, which do you choose? Okay, do you choose to fight against what you was programmed, or what you learned as your god, which is Mother Sphere, or would you kill Adam, which was the elder Natiba, and complete your own job that you was assigned? And I love, in a way, because in the end, Eve was kind of naive. Like throughout the game, I felt like Eve was very naive. And when you get to the end, you learn that she has questions. She wants to answer, like, make this make sense. And I love that, because for me personally, we live in a world now where everything is so black and white. Or we look at a world where everything is like team based, like whether it's politics, whether it's gaming, whether that is music. It's just everywhere you go, it's just like a good guy and a bad guy. But there's never a moment where you're like trying to figure out which is actually the truth. So in this sense, for me, like Adam wrongdoing cannot be forgotten or like erased because of the good deed. He cannot, in my eyes, be good just because he has been with us through the start of the game and also helped us in our journey, and also being our God at the same time. Because in a way, he was the devil or the evil person that has been in our ear since day one, telling us lies from the very beginning. So for me, that's why I like this true ending. I love the fact that in the end, Adam had to die, because it was just the right thing to do. He's been telling us lies since the beginning. He's haven't been truthful, and that's what solves it all. It's an ending for a person who did really terrible things. In a way, all we would have did if we did side with Adam was just be another sheep that followed the bigger sheep. That's really it. Is that really a bad thing? Like if you chose to just do Adam because you liked it, Adam, and what I'm saying is, if you chose to go with the route that you side with Adam because you just liked it, or you think that's the best ending for you, then there's nothing wrong with that. But I think overall, the true ending, in my own say in this, will be killing Adam. He had to die. And can I just say, bro had that drip. Like, bro had the best drip as a boss out of everyone. This is one of the best AAA games they have made. I haven't played Wukong, so I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about that. But for Shift Up to make their very first AAA game and put it out there, it's good. Like, it's up there. I have nothing more to say other than it's amazing. And that's their first game they have made. And they did it right. They didn't mess up. They didn't did microtransactions. They didn't make us pay for stuff like crazy. They didn't lock stuff behind dumb stuff. They didn't, like, dude, these stupid stuff that I've been seeing in games nowadays, in every single game, even in story-based game. Like, you have the over grindiness of something that just tedious for no reason. Even the fishing was so well done that I didn't feel like it was a bad thing. Going for the 100% achievement wasn't bad. I spent that time willingly and loving it. Excuse me, and loving it. It was so good. I think overall for me, that Shipped Up, the creators of Stellar Blade did a phenomenal job, and I just wanted to share that because I've been in love with the game ever since I got it from like 7 months ago, and I finally beat it. And then too, like playing through it, like sitting down hours and hours and hours on end, replaying it, going through it, and then like doing all that. It's just been on my mind, and I just want to share it. So that's pretty much it. I don't have nothing more to really say. If you've gotten this far and listened to me yap about this, I appreciate it. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.